Uh, Sorry, I'm getting stuff set up, but it's better early than never, right, guys? A little bit different feel too today. No. All right. Just check the mics. Vertical live stream. Uh, just testing out some stuff so that I can. All right. We're live. How's everybody going? I said 1:30. A little early. What time is it? 1:25. I'm actually being pretty good with this. Uh, so yesterday y'all saw me uh, do some tinkering around, and yes, this is the same stuff you saw me last night. Where I just got out of the shower last night, and today I went out and worked in the yard in this. So yeah. So last night I got a shower before I came on live stream, and then today I feel like a worked like a dog today. So uh, anyway, I was going to, well, I'll show you. I did some work on something without being on live stream, and I'm sorry, but sometimes creators do that. So there you go. I did this. Uh, I haven't looked to see how it performed yet. Let's see if the modifications that I did helped it, hindered it, made it better. Oh yeah, made it a lot better. I'm happy with that. Very happy with that. Uh, so like I said, I've been outside doing yard work, and I wanted to come on here because I wanted to talk to you about uh, if you're not willing to learn, nobody can help you, and that's the truth. Uh, my brother, I've heard me talk about him. Uh, as I said before, and YouTube, don't try to hit me for this. Uh, he's got schizophrenia and bipolar and some other issues, kind of like, hi babe, it's Stacy, everybody. She came in.
Hola.
So he's got his own set of problems. He's basically got a ninth grade level of school. Yes, dear.
I don't know what I want. I just went in here. Ooh, Sharpie.
You want a Sharpie? Butthead. Uh, but the
I'm sorry to interrupt you on this. Doesn't these look like something from Top Gun?
yes, they're called aviators. That's what that style is called. Is aviators, because that's what pilots wear up in the sky when they're piloting. Well, they don't technically, but they have their helmet. But once they take their mask off, they put glasses like that on.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's something pilots of planes do. I don't know. It's their thing.
You can continue if you want.
I never muted it, so ha ha.
Man, you're weird. By the way, I found a little bit.
Where was she at?
She he was behind Robert's chair.
Okay. Love you. So the doctors say it's more like a 12 year old, mentality wise. Uh, but hello, who's ever in in the room, and now you're gone. What in the world?
What?
What did that? Give me 1 second, guys. Why did that happen? That's weird. That's really weird. Okay, I will continue. Uh, so, and excuse me for my inappropriate way of sitting. I don't sit straight up. Can't get comfortable sitting straight up. But anyway, 12, 12 years is what they say with my brother. And so, uh, and like I've said before, if no one, if you're not willing to learn, then nobody's going to be able to teach you. A lot of people ask. They ask. My brother has this question: is what makes what? How did I become so smart? It's not arrogance. It's just what I do.
Hey, Dad.
Yes, dear.
There's a pork ramen yours.
Yes. Yes, you can have some. Uh, but if you're not willing to learn, you can't learn. Uh, and when it comes to learning disabilities, uh, I've actually looked up some of these people. They're uh, singers and famous people. They have mental health. They have other problems, and they're creative. That's what they do. Uh, and for the longest time, I've kind of held back my creativity because I looked at it as something that I needed to just put underneath a rock and not worry about. But being creative, and everybody's creative somewhere. If it's a chef, or if it's, if, sorry, my allergies are kicking my rear end. But when it comes to your talents, you have to feed them. And there's people that never figure out what their talents are. There's people that know what their talents are and don't want to do it because they're scared of what it might become. And that's where I lied for the longest time, is learning where my talent is. Hi, who's ever the three people in the watching the live. Hello, welcome. But talent is something that grows. It's not. It's given to you. You know what the talent is, and part of that talent is learning how to use it. And I've come across this. I'm like, what if I do find what I'm good at, and what if I don't get to enjoy it? That's what's held me back a lot. It's like because you hear all these stories that somebody's getting their life back together after so long of being lost, and their life gets cut short. That's what scared me. Uh, because deep down inside, I've always known that I'm a maker. And also, I was listening to another podcast, and they they speak a lot of wisdom. Is you know you downplay what you're good at, and then you say, "Oh, it's nothing. It's not a big deal," but it is. It is a big deal, and it's not trying to be arrogant, and uh, it's not being conceited either. Uh, being knowing who you are is one of the best things of life. Uh, and so doing that kind of stuff uh, is just that easy. And sometimes uh, I hope this is going to the right one. I really do. But you know, life gives you your talent, and sometimes we're just scared of the success too. And that comes with its own set of things because none of us are perfect. We all screw up. We all do things wrong. I know I have. I feel guilty on a lot of things that I've done wrong in my life.
I was just messing with her.
Here comes Stacy. Her and her Uncle Robert.
No, it's mom this time.
Oh, both of y'all. I know, I see.
Because
Anyway,
my freaking glasses said, "Hey, let's fall on the ground." Well, I was holding little bits, and then she got scared, and I decided to drop her, and she landed on the glasses.
you see
Dad,
this?
shut the. I'm sorry.
Seriously, watch your language.
At least I didn't say the whole word.
Get out of here, why is this on the line? I've already told you.
Told you. I have a wild family.
Your mom's a wild one, not me.
She's your mom, not my mom. I don't know what to do sometimes. Uh, but that's just it. That's learning too. Uh, having a teenager and then having, well, a teenage girl is so weird because I grew up with me and my brother, my mom, my nanny, and my aunts raised us. So, I mean, but when when a mom and a daughter get to fighting, I just step out of the picture because I'm not gonna win. Uh, but learning is that way, and life is raw. It's not polished. Um, like I said, this is this is raw as life gets from me. But you have to be willing to learn. You have to. And sometimes willing to learn is kind of just sitting back and watching. I've tried not to, I don't, I tried my best not to sugarcoat things when I'm on because I don't, I, that's just not what I am. Uh, a lot of people tell me that, or have told me that I'm not strict enough on my kids. And uh, some people think you're not strict enough. And then, but that's all learning. It's all learning. Uh, Being a parent is, sorry guys, y'all see me tinkering. I'm getting, uh, getting my desk set up. I'm not going to pull y'all into any arty thing today. Will be doing some art here in a little bit, but I'm not going to bring it online today. Um, but you know, that's life. Uh, Learning how to navigate it is it's crazy because there's so many moving parts in your life. Uh, I used to think that I could control everything and just and you can't let um, you can't control it all and you want to. I know I'm that kind of person that I want to control every part of my life. And when you try to control your whole life, thank you, love. Thank you for giving me my spat that I needed. Hey, number 4. How's it going? Uh, but you know, I when it comes to kids and you like like I said, I was technically the only child I felt like I was the only child because Robert had already got out of the house and uh, but when you actually think on raising, there's a lot of things that I was raised with. I brought this up before on some streams. Uh, I like we would when before the things that happened to me. If you want to see what they're on my YouTube. But oh, 5. What's up? Y'all can chat if y'all need to. I'm I'm right here, so if y'all want to chat, you can. I'm live with you. Uh, but um, that's the thing is when we things broke. My nanny was old school. You know, well, if the washer breaks, which ours normally did, and it was normally during the summer months, and I don't ever. We had air conditioning, uh, but I have a story about that for another day. But I had an uncle that was just riddled with addiction with gambling, and he would come around about first of the month, and most of the time it was box fans in the windows and windows up at night. No, that's just the way it was. And this was in the early '90s, so a lot of people my age, they never lived without air conditioner, and they just couldn't live without it. Uh, Now that I've gotten older, I can't either. But it's those things that, you know, sitting, like I said, sitting there and watching the older people do things. Like, I'll be quite honest, my mom, mom really wasn't a punisher per se, especially when it comes to me and Robert. She's just, we're her boys. Now, my nanny, on the other hand, she didn't she didn't like punishing me or my brother. I was the favorite. Okay, I was the favorite. Uh, but they didn't do anything to help my brother learn, which I can't understand that thinking, because back in the when my mom was young, the stuff they treated people for schizophrenia and bipolar was horrible, and my nanny was not going to allow that. She wasn't going to allow them to do that to her kid, and who would? Nowadays, we understand that, you know, it's not. I'm gonna tell you this, and I brought this up before. Uh, with my mom having her issues and not knowing how to, she was didn't have her hearing either, and she lost it with the rheumatic fever, and so trying to she could talk, and but she if I was trying to communicate with her, I would have to get really loud or make like really slow my speech down so she could read my lips. And so I would make gestures, you know, or my, do that's how she learned. Uh, and I feel really bad that she had to endure what she did. Uh, I could only imagine what it felt like to be diagnosed with a mental illness, a chemical imbalance, then not knowing how. What's up, Jason? Oh, I'm talking about my my mom has had schizophrenia and bipolar. My brother does too. I'm talking about learning. If you can't learn, if you don't want to learn, nobody can teach you how to do it. You you have to, like I said, it's if you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. If you are determined, nobody can stop you. Oh man, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry about that, man. Uh, my mom, she lived to be 80 years old. She wasn't supposed to live past 20. She wasn't supposed to have kids. She actually coded with my brother and me. And but my mom, man, my mom was the greatest mom in the world. I would never ask for another mom like her. If I had, I would say, so don't be sorry, buddy. It's it's part of life. I wouldn't be the person I am. And as speaking of that, uh, with dad dying when I was 4 years old, I mean, I had my uncle Johnny and I had other men figures on my mom's side. No, I no, but on my dad's side, my uncle Johnny, he's the he's the one where I get all my Native Americanness from. Uh, but my dad's side, but I will tell you this, and this is what made me, and I've brought this up in my channel on other discussions. As the year my mom passed away, I took my daughter to an Easter egg hunt, and I went up to the pastor, and I had told him I lost my mom, and as soon as I said she had schizophrenia, the bastard decided to say she was demon possessed from the time she was from the time of the rheumatic fever, which she was 16, till the age of 80. That right there, I said, I'm done. Because if you can sit there and say that to somebody that's mourning their loss of their mom and say that kind of shit, that's when I finally decided religion ain't for me. Not their kind of religion, anyway. But me growing up in that dynamic of the whole life experiences, here recently, I've been trying to watch YouTube channels with people that do have other disabilities. And I have a really, really hard time, like with St. Jude commercials, or it bothers me. My aunt, excuse me, guys, uh, I was raised because my aunt dealt with disability people all the time. Uh, and she was an aide at school, so I got to I got to experience that too. I got to experience that because when they had a school function, uh, I was like, I did Special Olympics and stuff like that, and it really didn't bother me. Like I said, you get advertisements on YouTube and wherever, St. Jude, and those kids, it's horrible. The crap they have to go through. It's sad, but they are the most loving people. But it hurts me to it just does. And I have a soft spot for people. I mean, kids 2, 3 years old. But like I said, they're celebrities with this, I mean, and they use their disabilities and their advantages. Robin Williams was one of them. Uh, what was his name? Chris Farley. Uh, there's some other people. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but there's tons of people. And like my brother's thing is music and wrestling He could tell you when people were born, when they died. Thank you for all the hearts. Uh, Hello. What's your Oogie Boogie Dawson Hound? How's it going? Uh, some of these screen names are great screen names. Uh, but yeah, I mean, my uh, like I said, my brother and we're going through some trauma. Well, not really trauma, it's just the way the world is. I'm glad you're doing good. Thank you for coming to save my live stream. I really appreciate that. Um, but he's he's like I wish I could do, and that's the thing is I've I set him up the other day. He wanted to do a Facebook Live, and I said, okay, fine, I'll set it up where you can do it. And I went on his Facebook, or he went on his Facebook, and he didn't say anything. He froze up, and I told him he always tells me I want to be as smart as you, and I said you are smart as me, if not smarter. He's got a lot more street smarts than I do because the stuff that my uncle put him through. But uh, but he wants to do his thing is country music and wrestling, and he can tell you well. I think anything between the I don't really. He listens to a lot of old stuff, but he listens to some new stuff. And but I told him, I said, "What's your two?" And he's like, "Well, I don't know what my passions are." I said, "I know your two passions are: it's wrestling and country music and dates and songs." I said, "Look at because there's his name is Professor of Rock. He has a YouTube channel. I watch him all the time." And I said, "This is what he does." I said, "Watch him and figure out where because my niche is all over the place. I have things that I do biblically, Native Americanish. I mean, that's just what I jump around, and that's why I can't do a niche on YouTube. That's if you look at my videos, they're all over the place, and that's just the way I am. But there's people that would love to have my brother's uh, input on things. Hang on, guys. I gotta unplug something real quick. It's really nothing dangerous, but I'm trying to. But um, you know, that's the thing is you have to be able to do that stuff, and you have to be able to say, okay, what am I really good at? And being really good at something, it takes time. It takes teaching. It takes learning. People learn differently. There's people I don't really know how I learn. Sometimes it's visual, sometimes it's doing, sometimes it's just going by the seat of my pants. And that's how I've always been. Uh, Learning to me, I really don't know how I was like, are you a visual learner? Are you hands on? Are you this, that, the other? And sometimes I learn out of frustration. I've noticed. I used to be terrified of tornadoes and things. So I was I learned how they form and what the ingredients are and how does this like I bring this up and y'all will laugh, okay? And I actually laughed at Donald Trump when he said this. And I thought about this. Well, can't you just go out there and nuke it? A hurricane. I asked that question when I was 10 or 11. Okay. But that's what I asked at that age. Didn't learn that you could. Okay. I believed the earth was flat until I was in 10th grade. Okay. I was one of that. I was part of that whole thing. So, some of my, some of that does still linger. But when I did. And when Trump said that, I was like, wait a minute, didn't I say that before? And I did. So, if something terrifies you, you need to learn about it. Same situation with my prolonged QT. It does not cause chest pains. It does not cause, it causes dizziness, stuff like that. And 9 times out of 10, it's picked up when you're a baby. Mine didn't pick up until I was. Who gave me that laugh? Thank you for the hearts and the emojis. Thanks, guys. I really do. Uh, and y'all will see me doing this. That's me just thinking. Uh, but life is different for everyone. Uh, but I asked those stupid questions. And it's kind of funny, however old Trump is, think you can just nuke a, 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 a thunderstorm out in the ocean and it will dissipate it. Well, it will dissipate it, all right. But, sometimes, but like with my prolonged QT, I'm trying to see what's all popping up. Um, but I was diagnosed with it, was 30, somewhere around my early 30s. Uh, don't worry about that. It's, I've had to learn it. I've had to learn to deal with it. And it took me a long time. There for the longest time, I worried so much about. I went to the cardiologist January, and he says, "Well, we're still going to consider you having it," but he said it's not showing up anywhere on your monitors. It's not showing up because I'm not saying you're in the clear for it. But he goes, and he says, "What are you doing different?" And I'm like, "Not worrying about it." And he was like, "Okay." Well, he's like, I'm still going to monitor you for it. But I had to learn. I had to relearn that I can't control it. I have medicines. I take things. I have diabetes. I take insulin. And there is days that y'all will tell that I'm off. Because there's some days I'm like, no, I'm not in the mood. But, that's just the way it is. Well, I wanted to also show y'all um, what else so I showed you my Uh, well, it's yesterday's live stream. Uh, but I wanted to show y'all some of the things that I'm working on. Uh, so that's one thing I'm working on. And so, like I said yesterday, um, this is what it's supposed to look like. Hang on, I'm gonna. So that's gonna be the lamp, and there's gonna be beads hanging down here. Uh, anyway, that's that I'm working on. But this is part of the. That's part. It's not finished yet, so. Uh, hell. Uh, so that's that. But I'll show y'all what the idea is. Hang on just a second. So, if you see that, that right there is hanging. It's a hurricane landing, uh, and it's going to be similar to that. Um, now that I've got it all jacked up again, it's going to be similar to that, but it's going to have a base. Um, trying to work that out. As you look over here, that's I'm calling that my ceremonial staff. It's my ceremonial staff. But as I've gotten older and my balance is getting worse, I've decided, and I've been wanting one forever, is this is gonna be my everyday staff. All cedar. Thank you. I appreciate that. I am making 3 of those lamps. We'll see what happens with them. But this is going to be my staff that I walk in town with. But it will be pretty flamboyant, as people say that I am. And some of y'all haven't seen this. I am working on merch. The thing of it is with merch is the drop shipping. And when it comes to merch, I like one-off stuff. Now, I know with t-shirts and stuff like that, I need to have a certain, so you see my logo. That logo was originally this. And so the logo that you see on my podcast, it has the original one in the bottom right hand corner, the black and white one. That's the original logo but my logo, the deer is representative of me. The peacock is representative of my grandmother, my mom's line. She was my protector. And then the 4 stars is my 3 kids and my wife. And then I have not added the 4th star yet because I do have a blood daughter that it's a long, complicated issue. So I am working on merch. If you see my flag back there, if you will, you see that on you see that in my you on my YouTube videos. The I'm using that one uh, for making sure all my visuals and stuff are working right. That's going to be a nonprofit one day. Native, I call it NAAO. It stands for Native American Atheist Outcast, or Native Atheist American Outcast. And I'm working. Um, oh, uh, but that is something that I mean, I had that flag done, and I had it done a little over 4 years ago, and we've been in this back home for 2 years. So about 3 years ago, um, I got dressed up, and well, I didn't really get dressed up, but I had my long staff. No, I didn't have that long staff yet. I had a different staff, and this is my headband. It's got a turkey feather in it. Turkey feathers are sacred for Native Americans too, not just the bald eagle or an eagle. Um, and before I get into trouble, my native tribe is Chickasaw. I'm not enrolled. I never will be enrolled. If you want to find out why, check my other videos. Um, the Chickasaws, the Cherokee, the Creek, the Seminole, all those tribes did not wear wore bonnets. Or so when you see the Native Americans at their powwows, they have those big war bonnets. It's not accurately on like like to me, and I've heard it said this before. It's it's almost, I've been called playing Indian, okay, and I don't. That's not what I do. But the Chickasaws they did not wear. They wore turbans, and then they would put a feather or whatever. Uh, Hang on. The closest thing that they would wear, that I normally wear, is a simple, and I've got tons of these, tons of colors, and but everybody will notice is headband. Okay, normal. That's the closest thing. Uh, and they would put a feather in it. My Native American grandfather, he was almost, they say it was about 6'5" and not very skinny. But they said they would normally wear like they're the Colberts, which is my dad's line. They were, my grandfather came, he was a pirate of some sort. And there's myth and legend around it too. Um, it can't be verified, but um, Anyway, but they did not wear hat war bonnets because you think about it, you're in the southeast, heavily wooded and swampy. A big head war bonnet is you're going to be seen. Uh, you're going to it just doesn't fit. Now the Comanche and those cut, yeah, the South American, they have their head dresses are huge and gorgeous and awesome. I got some of that in me too. But so when it comes to that kind of stuff, yeah, people will call you all kind of names. And there again, I had to learn. When I learned the hard way. Um, I have I have a cousin. He's registered Chickasaw, and we do match. He's on my dad's lineage, uh, and a lot of the things that even he wasn't even a tribal member until, let's see, 7 years ago. But his lineage is rock solid. The reason mine isn't because my great grandfather was murdered, and there's questions and there's there's just things that kick me out. So that's why I do what I do now. As as I learn things and I teach, that's what I try to do. That's what my learning is. Uh, you know, I've had some issues pop up, um, and I think it's starting to get better when it comes to. Ooh, number 6. Thank you for joining. Uh, I think it's starting to get where people aren't afraid to show what they really are. And I think it's with my generation, the people 40 years about because I'm 40, and a lot of the people my age, they we mix things up. We That's what we've always done. My generation's always been that way. Uh, I really consider my age as really the people that uh, in the 90s we had our own little style frosted tips, and but we were in that age where we still knew what it was like not to have the internet. And I love the internet. I do YouTube. I love the internet. uh, and I'm not the first one to say this, but when I was in the 90s, I would tell my nanny, "Oh, one day I'll be able to talk on the phone and see the person that I'm talking to." Hello, Michael. Thank you for joining. Thank you. I appreciate that. But you know, uh, we we're that in between of we knew. Oh man, it's all right. Uh, but yeah, we're a different kind of Netherlands. Sweet. I do have I do have a lot of that in me. Yeah, I do. Um, that's really. I would really love to visit there. I would love to visit Ireland too. I probably wouldn't come back. Um, but uh, you know, that's that's the gist of it. We have to learn. We have to express how we are, who we are, how we feel. Because if you don't express that kind of stuff, then what's culture? You know, yeah, I I sometimes dress like a cowboy. Well, it's really not a cowboy. It's like a rebel cowboy. Um, I was say myself as I consider myself like a mix between Matthew McConaughey, uh, Kenny Rogers, and the Gambler. Uh, that's kind of my style, but I throw all kind of other stuff in with it. But that's the thing. You got to be able to learn and grow. And learning and growing is it just sometimes it just does that. Uh, what else? I am also working. If y'all want to, it's underneath one of my it's underneath my podcast. It's the Revelations Retold. I've got the first three chapters is done. They're already up, or yeah, they're already up. They've already been live. I am working on the voiceovers right now for 4 through 7, and I have to do the editing and add the imaging. I don't know how I'm going to do the imaging this next set. I'm thinking on something. If you look at some of my other videos that I've done, like Bones and Bloodlines, and those are all on my YouTube channel too. Uh, though I started Bones and Bloodlines at the end of my first season. I'm working on Echoes Unbroken, which is the second season. I do have more videos. They are what I called uh, what is it called? What did I call it? Anyway, you can find them on my. I'm thinking about unlocking them again. They're older and they're a little bit rougher. Uh, they're not as polished. Uh, my thumbnails are, but they're not. I started doing the poems. The last, Bones and Bloodlines is the end of season 1. So then in season 2, I renamed it on anyway, and now I'm still doing that. And those lives will be done with. You will see them. They're. I have a description. I have thumbnails. They go. They normally are every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time in the U.S. Uh, but I'm like I said, I'm trying different things to see how well they work, and so there's those. Um, so I'm my mind ugh, getting aged. Um, but those are kind of my thing. I'm also trying to do my best to educate the things that I say, especially on Revelations Retold. I actually read the book of Revelations and I've made it my own. If you hear blaspheming, no, I'm just pointing out the facts. And I'm pointing out where, you know, by better turn, and I'm not trying to turn anybody from one religion to the other. That's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is express how other things happen that isn't, it don't align with me. And there's things in the book of Revelation that, and I didn't realize on how it jumped with visions, and you don't see that until you actually look at it. Uh, my take on Revelation is, well, you go through and you'll kind of understand where I'm going at. I'm hoping by the last verse in chapter 22. Uh, I don't know how I'm going to wrap it up um, and package it all together. I don't know, but those are there, and like I said, I got voiceover to do for chapters 4 through 7. Yep, yeah, about 4 up. But I'm trying to upload those every other day. This is my second public vertical live stream. Goodness gracious, all the hearts. Thanks. I appreciate y'all so much. It means the world to me. It really does. And I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. I'm just putting out the things that don't sit well with me, that there's things going on in this world that we just need to let go. We do. When it comes to, I've struggled with it myself. Is it Mira? Is that how it's pronounced? So, with that, normally I say Chokma. Chokma in Chickasaw means hello, hello, how are you doing? Pakistan. Wow. How do you, is it Samir? How do you, I don't know how you say it. It's kind of like with Alahanchi Mali. That's how my Native American name is. It means changing winds. Sai? Cyan? Cyan? Cyan Rim? Cyan Rim. Cyan Rim. Say. Okay. When it comes, thank you. Thank you for you're my favorite YouTube. Yeah, I'm not trying to be everybody's favorite all at once today. This is only my second vertical. Oh,
Solid orange is gone.
okay. So, well, we have kittens. I might. Okay, guys, I can barely speak English. My wife is messing with me. I can't believe that I can speak what I can in Chickasaw. I guess I'll bring this out. So the Saihan and Hassan, His- forgive me, guys. So this is the medicine wheel, okay, and from India, man. Y'all got some culture though. I love y'all's culture. I love it over there. Um, the Chickasaw actually have a Rosetta Stone, but this is actually I did this, uh, and Alahanchi Mali is how you pronounce my name in Chickasaw. It roughly translates into. It actually is supposed to be like changing in the breeze or something like that. Uh, but Bangladesh, gosh, y'all are a long way from me. If I ever get a chance to travel the world, there's going to be a lot of places I want to go to. Oh, speaking of that, there's a GoFundMe up on that. Uh, I am in the little town of Hallsville, Texas, northeast Texas is where I am. Man, y'all are a long ways from me. But anyway, I'm doing. It's called the Changing Winds Project, and the project is I want to build a bus where it's a mobile studio, and I go around to different areas in the world. I mean, where I can make it by land. But if I can't make it by land, I'll figure out somewhere to get there. Because eventually, I do want to go and meet other. I do. I want to go to India. I want to go to. I want to go to Pakistan. I want to. I do. I really do. Uh, Speaking of that, um, in my early 20s, I did some carny work, and I got stranded up in Dover, Delaware, and I had to work my way back home. And I worked for this gentleman that wanted. Uh, I didn't know this until after I bought my bus tickets, and I was already on my way home. And my phone calls me, and the lady was like, "Hey, this guy really wanted you to." I was like, "Well, I'm on my way back home. My son was just born, and I needed to be home." And at that time, my second marriage was on the rocks. Um, Not married, but okay. I'll check out. I'll subscribe to your YouTube channel. Not a problem. I don't mind doing it. Uh, it might not be today, but I will. If you have a YouTube channel and I mean, obviously you have a somewhat of a channel because you're here. If you get some videos and stuff, uh, I will be 41. Uh, um, yeah, I'll be 41 this year. But anyway, what was I saying? see my old age. But I do want to travel and learn other cultures. Ow! I guess I think myself today. Mm, that's gonna hurt. Never been married, but I don't believe in marriage. But I have my own beliefs on it. I don't. I just don't believe in it. There's reasons behind it. Uh, but anyway, yeah, there's a lot of things that um, I've I've had to uh, kind of give up um, as far as my journey. Okay, put it in the put it in my comments or in my yeah on my. No, I believe in love, but I don't believe in the contractual thing of marriage. I don't believe in paperwork. See, in America, and I know in the older traditions too. Uh, so in Native American culture, it is your lineage is passed down from your mother's line. There's a reason why things are called. We have what's called clan mothers. The dads. So the dads, the clan mother had to accept the fathers, and the reason she is my partner, she is my soulmate. So let me explain. In Native American culture, it is the woman's thing if they accept you or not. The the medicine man, the clan mothers, I don't the your clan is determined by your mother, not your father. Because this is something that the English came to the United States, the Native Americans. This actually goes back to Celtic stuff too. Is you know who your mother is. Well, the in Native American culture, if a man, if the mother set your moccasins out, then you were kicked out. You were banished for some reason, or she just there's and that's the thing is clan mothers, they determined that information that happened. I'm gonna say this and I'll be done with this. My aunt was married 3 times. She was married to my dad from the time she was 14 to the time she was 21. Then she was married to my cousin's dad, and then her final marriage went up in smoke. And my nanny was married, and my grandfather was very abusive. I don't care to talk about him. I don't know much about him, but I can't. I talked to the family about him. He was crap. The person that I'm named after, my English name, which I'm not sharing here, is who I consider to be my grandfather on that side. My mom could not stand her dad. My two aunts could not stand their dad. And I'm going to leave it at that because my uncle was just like him. My mom was married one time with my brother's dad, but my mom having disabilities and stuff the way she did, he beat her. No bueno with me. I believe that love is, it's more than paperwork, it's more than a contract, but love, it goes both ways, and you don't have to have a marriage for love. Real love, it shouldn't, that shouldn't be an issue. Real love shouldn't. I proposed to my daughter's mom. She ripped my heart out. My son's mom, we had it great for a long time, but it ultimately came down that she didn't want me to choose her over my brother. And then I found my soulmate, and I love her more than anything. She stood by me through problems, my health issues. She stood beside me no matter what. Yeah, probably also still your parents have to say yes or no too, huh? That's what the right wing Christians want here too. I got news for them. It's not going to happen. They're not going to make me do it. Love is love is more than, and I do understand your culture, but that's not the way I roll. I do my life the way I want to do my life. That's just the way it is. I probably wouldn't do good in your society. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, that's just I do understand. It's not for me. If it would have been for me, I would it would have happened in the last two times that it's just not going to happen. We share our life and we enjoy each other. And that's all that matters to me. That's all. My only thing that matters is to my partner either. Uh, I've gotten grief with some of my extended family. I really don't care about what they say or think or do. It's just pointless to me. It's just a piece of paper here in the U.S. And quite honestly, that's the imperial way of looking at things. And I'm not. I don't bow to thrones. I don't bow to crowns. I don't bow to anyone. You don't have enough subscribers to live stream. Okay, basic live streaming you can do. You can on your computer. You can live stream. How many readers you have? You can live stream from there. I use OBS when I'm on my computer. You have to have 50 subscribers to do vertical live streams. Good luck. All my kids are almost grown. I will since we don't pray, I send up smoke signals. That's how I pray. That's the Native American way anyway. We say we're going to send up smoke signals. But vertical live streams, you have to have 50 subs. And I just unlocked that a few days ago. That's why I'm doing them. Is I've been trying to get to do the vertical live streams because I have lapel mics and I want to be out in the world. And the only way to do live stream really is when you're out and about is through your phone. And my phone, if you can't tell, has a better camera than my computer does. And then I have the lapel mics, which make things a lot easier too. You only have 34 kids or 34 husbands or 34 wives? How does that work? Speaking of that, I was going to join the LDS church. No. That was big no. Oh, 34 subscribers. I will subscribe to your channel. Okay, I will. Hang on. I'm just going on my computer. Just subscribe to your channel. Booga booga. I just subscribed. Okay, so vertical live streams. Not a problem. I'll work on merch tomorrow too. I don't think I'm going to do a vertical live stream tomorrow. I've got other things I need to get done. But I will definitely subscribe. We've got 49 videos. Hang on just a second. Give me a second. You can hear me, but give me a second. So for vertical live streams, you have to have 50 subs but they also do it with I can use my dad's camera to live stream, but it goes to his account, not mine. Okay, so I don't know how all that works because my kids have but they don't. Well, my 18-year-old, he does TikTok and Instagram. My 13-year-old does. I don't think she really posts anything. my partner, she does TikTok. Hang on just a second. Why is this? Okay. Something is not right. Uh, Something's not right with my YouTube. Anyway, okay, guys. So I've been going for an hour and 30 minutes almost, and I need to take a break. So anyway, I won't do a live vertical live stream tomorrow, but I will do one sometime. Um, and I will chat with you later, guys. Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Uh, y'all have a good rest of your Saturday or whatever day it is in your neck of the woods. But I'll catch y'all in the next one.